Good morning, Rogersville. Thanks for joining us again on the Morning Waffle.
Good morning.
Mindy,
Good
our
morning.
guest, is doing the obligatory
She's doing what Lauren does.
share
Yeah.
on there.
Stare at her phone and share it. Figure out, how do I share this? How do I share it to where I want to share it to?
This may go nowhere. Have you been watching this?
Good morning, Beth.
Beth, there she is. We don't have to send out the sheriff to check on Beth because she's checked in with us already. The Johnny Depp, is it Amber Heard?
Oh, jeez.
Have you been watching that? Are you tracking that?
I have watched some clips. I have seen the memes.
Well, I have not.
I think they're both crazy people.
Well, I have not. I'm really not. I was hoping that you guys could catch me up
I cannot
because
fill you in.
Well, I mean, everybody seems to be pro Johnny here.
Yes.
And that Amber's crazy and talking about toxic femininity, which I just think toxic personality, regardless of your gender, exists.
I think there's just toxic people.
Yeah, exactly. So is that your consensus? Is that she's the crazy one here?
I believe she was the violent one, is
Okay.
what the consensus is overall. And I don't follow celebrity news too much, but every once in a while I get kind of interested in something. This is not particularly this one. I think why this has drawn so much interest by the public is, one, it's Johnny Depp, and he's kind of a big deal, but two, he was canceled, right?
Yeah.
He was canceled and lost majillions of dollars.
They kicked him out of that Caribbean pirate
Pirates
thingy.
of the Caribbean,
Yeah.
and a lot of people canceled. Like, everybody canceled him except, like, Dior, I think. Whoever he did cologne from. And I distinctly remember the Macy's days being like, I don't want to smell like Johnny Depp.
Okay.
Like, I feel like
I don't think I'd want to smell like Johnny Depp either, but it just...
So I think that was the big... I think they were both... they both have problems. I think they both were possibly... I know he was probably an alcoholic or using.
well, I mean, you've got the
yeah.
testimony that he's like, yeah, I was doing cocaine with these people and all this stuff. So yeah,
But
he's involved in some
I think she was
issues.
the violent one, and I think she lied that he abused her, and I don't believe that was the case.
And I think that I think is what I've taken from it too. But that's just from... I have some friends that are commenting about it on social media, and so I don't get the direct sources. I just get that.
How bizarre.
How bizarre.
For your very intimate moments of your life to be broadcast to the world.
Right.
Who would do such a thing?
So,
Hi, Mindy.
Hi, Mindy. Welcome to our show where we talk about random things.
Yeah.
I think they're both
Mindy-
nuts.
Yes.
I'm just going to say it. I think they're both nuts.
Well, tell us who you are and why you're here.
Yes.
I'm Mindy Masters. I am the director of Safe Haven now of Rogersville and Fordland. And I am here to promote the Stamp Out Hunger food drive that we have through the National Association of Letter Carriers.
Go Mail People and Food Drive.
Absolutely.
You need to get those Amazon people in on that because they're freaking everywhere.
They
They are everywhere.
Yeah.
All
Vehicles
times.
Get those
everywhere.
Amazon drivers
All
as
times.
part of that because they're
So
everywhere.
yeah, it's this Saturday. It's
cool.
it's a huge national event. It was started back in 1991.
Oh, so
They
it's
launched
been
it
around
in 10
a
cities.
little longer, a little less than I have, time-wise.
And those 10 cities
Yeah, I was in college, so I don't want to hear it.
did like a pilot run kind of it, and literally just
I think I started dating my
success.
wife in 1991.
1991.
Yeah.
So in 93, they wanted to take it national.
Yeah.
Nationwide. And so they did that, and it was great success. And so they have
wonderful.
continued it.
I think Vicky's a
But-
fan.
Vicky, and you know Vicky Moore.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming she's not talking about Amber
She is on my
Heard.
garden
That was,
committee with the Larry Martin Memorial Community Garden.
right.
Yes, I know Vicky has been working hard on the garden. So it's pretty easy. Explain the gist of how Stamp Out Hunger works.
Okay, so it is literally go into your pantry at home, take out your food that is a non-perishable item. We don't want any breakable items.
Okay.
Put it in a sack and put it in your mailbox
Now,
on Saturday.
Do you
Saturday.
really want the beets that have been sitting in my pantry for 6 months, or maybe?
Well, let's make sure we keep those dates in check.
Yeah, maybe we could do something a little better. We could maybe hit up the Apple Market and buy
Absolutely.
some nice, good food. You know,
Absolutely.
corn, green beans, stuff people want,
Yep.
and donate
So some
that.
of those items that is really good to donate is canned soup,
Okay.
canned meat,
Like
your
tuna
fruit, vegetables.
stuff. Okay.
Yep. And then pasta and rice and beans, your dry beans. So
Very good to know.
Yeah.
And so if you've got a mailbox, you just set that out in your mailbox or by your mailbox, and the mail carrier will pick it up on Saturday.
Yep, on Saturday.
Wonderful.
Now, Safe Haven, you're not just a once a year kind of gig, are you?
Oh, no, it's all year long.
And you have a facility right here in Rogersville.
We do.
So tell us how that works. And I think there's two sides of that. There's like, hey, if I want to help, what do I do? And if I need a little help, what do I do?
So you can do both on our website at safehaven.org.
Safehaven.org.
Safehaven Now, sorry.
Safehaven Now.
Yep, safehavennow.org. You can go on and click the volunteer if you'd like to volunteer with us, and you can click Get Help if you
Very cool.
need to apply for a food assistance.
And you guys have a blessing box out front. Oh, your location. You're on basically the
There
corner
you go.
of.
Look what I did.
Look at that. Check it out. Technology.
Put it right there. I got skills and stuff.
You're at the corner, basically at the corner of Center and Mill.
Yep,
like
we're 117 East Center Street.
catty corner across from my building. And you have a blessing box. And on weekends, occasionally, if I'm going through, I'm like, we haven't eaten this ramen, or I tried this at Costco and didn't care for it, and it's packaged. I just go put it in the blessing box, and that's an easy way to donate. Or if you need something. If you can't feed your family, you can stop by the blessing box on a weekend.
Absolutely. The blessing box gets filled sometimes twice a day as recipients come in. And it's just community members. They don't even have to be a food recipient.
I wish we had a picture of that. We could show people what it looked like.
It's very neat.
Yeah.
It's very neat.
Send us a picture.
You can see that on our website as well.
Okay.
There is a video of the founder, Terry Webster, who founded Safe Haven Now. It originally started in Fordland, and they seen the need growing in Rogersville.
Really?
And so they decided to open one up here. So.
Well, we love local anyway. We love local business, and especially an organization like this that's local. We know all the help stays local. It's not going off to some other place. Not that we don't want to help other people too, but we want to take care of our own first, right?
And
here,
Safe Haven hasn't just helped in their unit. They've helped their volunteers, and Mindy and I have partnered on multiple things. So they've partnered on a Friends of the Park event, and they have been not just come in and set up shop, but they have truly been out in the community. And so we really appreciate that.
We really do try to. I mean, I try to focus on our area, and that is in our community. Our community is what gives to us, and we want to be able to give back to them.
Yep, it's an awesome kind of cycle with them. I really like it.
Do you think people have difficulty, like if they are struggling or if they do need some help? Do you think that maybe there are barriers? I don't know how to ask the question right to them coming and getting help. How do we
sometimes
facilitate
pride will get
that?
in the way?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely, and we try to make them feel as comfortable as possible in those situations. My volunteers have been trained in a way you love everyone that walks through that door.
It's wonderful.
And that you don't pass judgment, because you just never know what one person is going to be doing or walking through in their journey. So,
well, if you haven't ever run a business and thought, I'm going to have to declare bankruptcy, you're not trying hard enough, right, Lauren? It's a day-to-day. Have you seen that entrepreneurial chart where it's like, I'm killing it, and then like, it's like noon and like 2 p.m. I'm filing bankruptcy.
Yeah, I'm probably going bankrupt. Yeah,
I'm either doing great or terrible.
My gosh,
we've all been there. And
Oh well, I mean, and it is, and the economy goes up and down. I think we are.
You lose jobs, you get jobs.
Well, and it's amazing how quickly things, especially one of my big things on my heart right now is the price of rent is going up.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm sure if you've not already heard this from people, you will be hearing it. People have lost the places that they're staying. Yeah. And that is all of a sudden people are like, well, how do you end up homeless? Sometimes it can happen far quicker than people realize.
Yeah. Well, most rental contracts have, many, I should say, I don't want to speak give bad legal advice.
Probably a good topic to.
Well, a lot of them have a 30-day cancel clause. Yep. So, everything's going good, and suddenly your landlord sends you hey, 30 days, and you're up, and you got to go somewhere else. And if rents are doing what they're doing now, that's a huge budget change.
Rent and
for
availability.
Folks.
I mean,
the availability has been huge.
It's a huge problem.
It is.
And I mean, you don't have to be homeless to be hungry, for sure, but still, it's amazing how quick you can go from a relatively stable situation to completely unstable.
Yeah, it really is.
And people like Mindy and Safe Haven Now can help with that.
Absolutely.
And then that's one thing that I have the biggest concern on the housing market right now is what are we going to do when a lot of people on fixed income don't have a place to live?
Well,
what are we going to do?
Also, this came across my news feed this morning, a podcast I listen to every morning. Baby formula supplies are like,
What on earth?
yeah, that's like sold
That is
out.
crazy.
We're at 50% sold out. And
Guys, that's terrifying.
well, yeah, it really is. And I mean, I'm lucky. I mean, I say that. I mean, my youngest is 17. We've been off that for a while. But, my niece she's getting ready. She's probably getting induced today, actually, what I think. And so she's having another baby.
Congratulations.
Well,
That's
yeah, I'm
exciting.
Grunkle times 2.
Grunkle 2?
Grunkle 2.
Grunkle 2, the remake.
I gotta write some new kids books. I think I sold 5. 5 whole copies.
Grunkle. But no, I have seen this formula shortage, and apparently it's really bad if you need a very specific type of formula.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 issues to that. I mean, one, you have the generic, I shouldn't say that, but the regular formula, just like,
your standard
standard
formula,
formula.
yeah.
But now you have like kids, babies, whatever, that can't tolerate a certain type of formula. So they have to have, I don't know, soy-free, gluten-free, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
but,
a specific type.
And what I heard this morning was this, there's a couple issues that contribute to it. One is supply chain, blah, blah, blah. We've all heard that. But apparently one of the big factories in Minnesota had 2 babies died from a bacterial infection because they'd had the formula from that place. So the USDA went in, they did the investigation. They're like, this place is nasty. They shut them down,
Oh my
recalled a bunch of
gosh.
formula, and this plant supplied a majority of the formula to the WIC program, Women's, Infants, and Children. And so, you just look at the way the dominoes fall here.
Well, and there's
It's
some
a little bit of a-
conspiracy theories about that on the internet.
Well, today's conspiracy theory is next week's news.
Well, the conspiracy theory on the food, not just formula factories, but there's been some posts floating around about that there's a lot of fires and
Yeah.
strange accidents happening.
Yeah, and in food processing
my
plants.
theory on that is possibly we have a worker shortage and a also oversight shortage.
Here's the thing that I think
It
that
could be related to that.
and I'm totally in on conspiracy theories. I'm a big fan.
Feels like I'm here
So
with
what's
my
your
tip-
take on the McDonald's ice cream machine? I'm telling you. Okay, so my son absolutely loves a chocolate milkshake.
Yeah.
And it has been so frustrating because it's like he wants his nuggets and his chocolate milkshake.
Chicken nuggies.
Yeah. And I'm just
One of my sons works at McDonald's.
Okay.
And I guess the thing is that thing's got to be cleaned every so often, and it is like
pain.
It's a process.
it's a process. So
Yeah.
they've got to shut the whole thing down. But what I think about, because like I said, I'm totally up for a good conspiracy theory. But here's what the problem is with those memes, because I've seen them too. Look at
Yeah.
all these fires and
Look at
all these
fires,
accidents.
blah, blah, blah.
Is that? But there's no. That's a vacuum. It's in a vacuum. It's in
Yeah.
an informational vacuum. Maybe that's kind of normal. Maybe that's only a small uptick
Yeah.
in what we normally
Yeah.
have. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
we got
I don't
50
know.
states. We've had several. It looks like a compilation of a significant amount of manufacturing plants, but I don't know that that's
I'd say
not anything
manufacturing
unusual.
Plants are high on the incident, and I mean, one of them was weird. Like when a plane crashed into it, and it was just like, I mean, the theory is that there's a force out there like purposefully interrupting the food chain, food supply. And it's like I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We need a incident at factory specialist. If anyone out there is listening who has broad knowledge,
Would love to hear
on
from you.
factory safety and incidents, please.
I'm just building my own self-sufficient compound, as you know.
I think a lot of people are doing that.
And therefore, whatever.
Yeah.
We're fine. We grow our own cows, make our own food.
Well, and Safe Haven is doing theirs because they're working on the garden.
Yes. And I want to know more about the garden. Tell me
Yes.
about the garden.
Okay, so during COVID, we were getting our hands on the FDA boxes. And my take on this was literally, I do not have to have them supply me with fresh produce. I can grow it myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there was a piece of property right behind our store there that was just vacant. And I contacted the owners and asked if they would be willing to allow us to utilize that property. And they said yes.
Which is awesome.
And
yeah.
it just kind of evolved from there. And so last year, all of the produce that we grown in the garden, it went out into the food pantry. And
That's
so
wonderful.
every day as we picked, that stuff came in, and the community members would come in and just grab. I had ladies that come in and just say, I just want a slicing tomato, and they'd pick one up and take it home with them and enjoy it. So that's kind of our mission. So this year, we've since last year was really just the baseline of getting this garden established, was able to get 2 raised beds built so far.
That's awesome.
We've got a bridge. We have a little wet weather creek that runs between the 2 properties.
Oh, surprise. There's a creek at Rogers.
You've got a little pergola. You can sit there with your book and a hammock and just hang out, right? And watch other people do the work.
So we've been building walking trails back there.
Cool.
So far this spring. We still have a lot of plans, still a lot of ideas that want to go in the garden out there, but it's one of those things. You have to have volunteers to be able to do it. We're at the mercy of our volunteers.
So if somebody's got a green thumb out there,
absolutely,
you're looking for them.
To contact.
Yes.
I do not have a green thumb.
Follow us on our Facebook page at the Larry Martin Community Garden. Vicki is the one who kind of heads that up. She does an amazing job. The committee that actually kind of oversees the garden, they are all working bees. They're just like little bees. And they have blessed me in so many ways.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
Honestly, there's probably a lot of people now that never knew Larry Martin. I did.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough situation.
So Larry was our city administrator for a period of time.
I don't even think I knew that.
Yeah, he was a very handy guy. Had I think his grandfather was Everett Marshall that ran the tire shop.
Okay.
And then what's now the Young Life building, I think he built that as like a little workshop where he did some woodworking. He had some twin brothers. I don't think he was a twin. Someone can correct me. But he had some twin brothers, Gary and Terry, I think were his twin brothers. And then his youngest brother, Jesse, actually was in my class.
Really?
And so I grew up with Jesse, and so I've known that whole family.
Good morning, Marcia.
Hey, Marcia's here. Good. But yeah, I mean, he was just a part of our community. And you know that on Mill Street,
2-story kind of gray house.
Yeah, that one that's right behind the shopping center where the Chamber of Commerce is. That was his house.
Yep.
And he lived there, and he had a daughter, Allie, and a son, Lane.
Yes.
And then he was, I think, out somewhere west in his Jeep, and it went off the road, and that was kind of.
I know. It's sad. It's a sad deal.
Sad. Yep.
It is, but we're bringing his life back into perspective with the garden, and his family has been. It's been amazing. The relationship that we've been able to build with that family, and really just get to know them, and how he enjoyed the outdoors.
Yeah.
That man truly enjoyed, and so everything when I'm out in the garden, I feel that perspective of him being there on that property because that was his property.
Yeah, he showed me his gun safe one time.
Was he prepared?
Yeah.
Was he prepared? He was a prepper.
Well, I don't know about that, but they did. You go out and shoot they have a big prairie dog pest problem out west. It's a real problem, and you can go out there and just launch and just pick them off. And so that was one of his projects. So he showed me his sniper rifles he had in there for picking off the
prairie dogs.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it's like a 22 or 223,
so
a really small round. But, it's tripoded out and, scoped, and it's for range shooting.
It's one pest we don't have in Missouri.
Not a lot of prairie dogs in Missouri.
We don't have a lot of prairie anymore in Missouri. We need to bring the prairie back.
No, we're hillbillies.
There's some prairie parts of Missouri.
Just not down here. That's
prairie
all
parts of Missouri.
That's all those up
times.
north people. So
I
did not make it out to First Friday.
I did not either.
I didn't.
So the month of May is like, hey, school's going to end. Let's throw 10,000 things into the mix. We're going to have field day. We're going to have volleyball camp. We're going to have
track and field.
We're going to have track and field. We're going to have sports inning. We're going to have prom. We're going to have graduation. We're going to have, you're going to start vacations. It's chaos.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is.
It's chaos.
I remember there was a period of time and that we just thought, June, what's the point? Because we had so much taekwondo stuff going on and other things going on in June. We're just like, holy cow, it's just slammed. That was our busiest season, even worse than the holidays, June, but now not so much because we got all the taekwondo stuff.
I had mental bullet points of what I needed to do to get the kids out of the house this morning prepared for the day.
Oh, I'm glad you did because I so failed at that this morning. Oh, my Lanta.
You did come rolling in kind of hot today,
Oh,
Mindy. It's
I
okay.
did.
We just popped you down and put the headphones on you.
Well, I
so
went to
here
the
we
other
go.
door, and did you hear Rayleigh? She's like, honk, honk. She's like, that way.
I didn't notice that.
Okay. Sorry.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I know. I was
least
like,
I had
I'm
someone
not
to
sure I
keep me in
told
line this
Mindy
morning.
where to go. And it's
you'll-
been fun. Well, and I'm anxious to hear from Ballard. It seems like he has been on a mission.
has.
Exactly. He has been on a mission. That's exactly where he's been. We'll probably get him back next week, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna call and be like, we need to know
we
all
need
the
an
details.
update. Yeah,
we
he
need
needs
an update.
to fill us in on
We
what's
need to
going
update
on
all the
there.
details. So
Absolutely.
Oh, but we are cruising into summertime now. And
It
that's
is.
good. So
I feel like traffic is increasing.
It has
Holy moly.
tremendously.
I wish they get that whole
60 nightmare.
interchange. Well, yeah, but the interchange up there with James River and 60 and Glenstone and Republic Road, and they've got that roundabout donut pretzel, whatever it is.
Don't know why we needed that, but we got that.
We got it.
Went through there yesterday.
Yeah, I did too, and it's not done. That's what's really weird. It's like, is this a road? I'm not sure if I'm supposed to drive here or not.
Where's this at? Oh, at
It's on
Glenstone.
Glenstone and
yes.
Yeah,
where
Glenstone,
Glenstone becomes Republic Road.
60, James River, all that.
All that
they're
fun.
doing a lot of construction, and then they've got you down to one lane coming in through there. Well, Vicky's got
Oh,
something
Vicky's
for us here.
Vicky's one of our regular viewers.
I want to thank Rogersville Pete's for accepting me in his community. Well,
Aw.
Oh, we
there
love you,
go.
Vicky.
Thanks, Vicky.
You're
And,
amazing.
well, Vicky's a great example. I'm going to use you as an example, Vicky, of somebody who moved here, and people will say, "Well, I moved here and I don't know what to do."
yeah.
Just volunteer
Yeah.
at one entity.
Yeah, show up
And you
somewhere.
will find a home.
Yep.
You will find a group of friends.
A family will embrace you.
That's exactly what will happen.
Yes.
That's exactly what will happen.
Yep, good job.
Oh my goodness. I was trying to think there was a topic I was going to cover. Now I can't even think of it. I'm blindsided. Mindy, you're doing a great job.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks
You're
for
doing a really
having
good
me.
job.
I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Yeah.
We're going to be hanging out at the post office as the letter carriers come in. And it's one of those things that I feel like they get a bad rap sometimes.
They're kind of getting, I feel some unnecessary grief
And
right
then
now.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys are
Yeah.
familiar with it, but they have a lot of programs that they give back.
Yes.
I mean, they have like an MDA give back. They have like where the carriers have an aging type reporting system because some of our elderly people.
That's the only person that checks on them is
Yeah,
their mail
right,
carrier.
their mail
carrier.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that's handy.
And so it's one of those things that they have a lot of programs that they give back. They have a veterans program, and I didn't know that until I started kind of getting more involved with the Stamp Out for Hunger. So it's one of those things that we definitely want to acknowledge them and their efforts
Yeah.
because it's a lot of work to
is a
deliver
lot of
mail
work.
and then accept food. And
Well,
so
that's
yeah.
that's
and
a
they're
big
giving
step
back
up.
to our community and helping these families, but they see that hunger out in the communities when they're out there 6 days a week.
Absolutely.
Well,
and it's kind of weird to me because I don't think a lot of, and I could be wrong here. We have rural carriers in Rogersville, right? Rural carriers, I don't believe, have the same like federal benefits and all that stuff. And maybe I'm wrong. I
don't
think they're
know.
more like independent contractors. And if someone knows for sure, let me know.
Yeah, I don't know. That
I think rural carriers are different. And I'm sure some of them are employed by the post office. Again, if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
correct me. I know at some point wherever I was, they were because it was just like an hourly,
like a part-time kind
like
of
a
deal.
part-time hourly deal. And that may have changed. But just like everywhere, there's a labor shortage, and that's obviously affecting the post office.
Well, Amazon's going to be delivering our mail anytime soon.
Oh my gosh. Well, and not to mention the post office is delivering so many more packages.
Yep.
Which you think about the
Yeah.
difference of delivering a package versus a piece of mail.
Oh, yeah.
It's totally different and takes probably quadruple the amount of time.
Whole different upgrade.
So I'm with you. We need to send
Yeah.
some love out to the mail carriers. They're
Yeah,
not.
it's been a work in progress though for just our area, and I do want to recognize on the committee that we have worked. It's out of Springfield, the branch 203 is the NA. LC that we're working with. It included Ozark Food Harvest, Salvation Army, Cross Lines, United Way of the Ozarks.
Oh, wow.
Ozark Food Harvest, Safe Haven Now, Grand Oaks Mission, People Helping People, Least of These, and Victory Mission. And it was just a collaboration.
collaboration.
Yes, of myself and a member of like all of these organizations that for our area. And if I understood Daryl correctly, our area goes from like Osage Beach all the way to the Arkansas line, from
big.
Joplin all the way to West Plains. And so
Yeah.
it's a huge area
it really is.
to kind of coordinate this. So
That's cool.
My hat's off to the committee that has helped put this all together for our area and stuff. So
Well, and for people being short-staffed and I'm sure overworked, to go ahead and take this on and say we're going to keep doing it.
absolutely.
You know, even
well,
though
we didn't get to do it the last 2 years
Yeah.
because of COVID.
Because of COVID, so it's
And
like
so
we're going to do it.
We're gonna get back into this and do this because they've seen the impact and what it's made. So this is our area's 28th year.
Oh, wow. I remember
Yeah.
doing that in Springfield. I don't have a post office. I have a P.O. box.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a box set.
So if you don't
Yeah, how
have
do you do that?
a mailbox, you can drop it by the post office
Okay.
or contact the post office. They may have a drop box that you can bring it to. But currently we're still looking at just Saturday.
Yep.
Okay, I'll try to plan on doing that
Now,
on
We
Saturday.
don't want to
then.
inconvenience anyone.
Yeah.
Your facility here in Rogersville is open when?
It's Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, and people
And
can just drop by.
We do donations on Tuesdays.
Okay,
It's a
so
busy day over there.
if you want to
It's a very
donate,
busy day.
show up on Tuesdays.
Yes.
If you need some help, show up any of those other days.
We
It's
are
fine.
such a small store, and we cannot take donations any other day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
one of those things that it takes us almost all week with our volunteers.
you gotta
to get
inventory all
through
that
just
in.
that day, anyways.
So what do you
yeah.
accept? Food?
We accept food for the pantry. We accept clothing, home decor items, kitchen items. I don't take mattresses, and I do not take electronics.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just
Yeah.
two things that are really hard to move.
That makes sense.
I will accept furniture if I have the space in the store to accept it. It's
Uh-huh.
one of those things that, because we are such a small entity,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
I'd love to have this great big old ginormous store.
Yeah, I know.
It would be like amazing.
I know.
But
Well,
we serve the purpose in our little
and then
building.
you can come in there and shop, right? For
Absolutely.
very, very cheap.
Our
Super
clothes
cheap.
are always 50 cents every
It's
day.
awesome.
Boom. There you go.
Yep.
What a deal.
Well, it's same at the Wildcat Closet for the PTA. We
Sure.
had to take away the donation bin because people were
Trash.
like, "It's just trash," and then it
Yeah.
just got to a point where it was you just couldn't process it. There just wasn't enough time in the day. It
Right.
just couldn't without a full-time person.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it's worked really well. And I know Tuesday I've dropped off a couple of things over there, and it's a really easy process. You walk in, it's super friendly. You bring in your stuff, you drop it off, and out you go. It's
Oh,
easy.
the ladies that volunteer are amazing.
They're super nice.
Mandy, any parting thoughts for us today?
I don't. Thank you so much for allowing me to come and share this with you and
Glad
all
you're
of
here.
you out at Rogersville and Fordland.
And Lauren would be happy to show you how you can record videos and upload them to K-ROG anytime you want.
I can help
Okay.
that
Yeah,
anytime.
just
We'd love
if you
to
need
partner
to,
with you
if
guys
you need to
more.
promote something, then yeah,
Awesome.
we're a resource for you and anybody else out there that just wants to talk about Rogersville. That's why we're here.
That is why we are here.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Guys.
Have a good week.